Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope that you are having an amazing weekend, and I hope that it's been really, really awesome. Um, I know here we've had a little bit of chaos going on. Our fridge decided to die, and then there's something electrical going on at the same time. I think we'll see. We'll figure it out. So in the meantime, we have lots of dry ice going on and coolers and dorm fridges everywhere. Oh my, it's crazy. Just a typical weekend in the life of the Gray household. So, how is your weekend going? How have things been going for you? If you are on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay and let me know that you are out there. I want to talk to you about your tribe. So, tell me a little bit, who is in your tribe? And part of the reason I think that it is so important that we have a tribe around our business is that it is our network, it is our tribe, it is our connections that determine how many clients we have. It determines what kinds of clients we're getting. That intentional development of relationships, that intentional development of, a network, those things are what bring us clients. They're what bring us money. Hey, Atandra, good to see you. Welcome. So one of the things I want to, have a really frank conversation about, that a lot of times people get really frustrated about here in Women's Entrepreneur Network, but I see them get really, really frustrated with this online quite a bit, is that they will go online and they get kind of frustrated. They can't just promote themselves in every single Facebook group because you can't just go in and post. Now, there are Facebook groups out there that allow you to post. But there's this kind of funny dynamic that happens in groups that allow you to post. And unless you've really kind of watched it and experienced it, it's really not like an obvious thing that happens. Hey, Elaine, and hey, Marilyn. So make sure you guys hit me with your questions and comments and keep them coming. I love your questions and comments. So tell me if you've ever done this. You go into a group that allows you to promote, and you promote, and absolutely nobody ever comments on your post. And in fact, what happens is, if you watch the dynamics of the group, what will happen is your post is just going to get buried because the next person is going to come in and they're going to post, and the next person is going to come in and post. And everything just gets buried. The other thing that ends up happening here in Women's Entrepreneur Network, and I've had people who do it sometimes, they'll do a promo thing, right? It happens often. And hey, Lynn, good to see you. Long time no see. Is that they will want to do a promo post and when, and I charge $25 to do a solo promo post. And what happens a lot of times is, unless people know who you are, and unless people already have connected with you, the post just drops and it goes away and it sinks like a lead balloon or like an anchor. It is actually kind of interesting. It's kind of a cool phenomenon to watch. It's also incredibly frustrating. Y'all, tell me if you've ever been frustrated by, how fast a promo post disappears, right? And the reason that it disappears is because we are so conditioned to the whole thing of, I can, smell promo a mile away, right? And we all can smell promo a mile away. And even when we see a sponsored post here on Facebook, most of the time, unless it's like super eye-catching or it's obnoxious or it has some sort of properties to it, we just scroll right on by it. We ignore it. We don't even pay attention to it. Yeah. And the same thing happens on all those posts where you have them all post their offers and comments on the same post. Yeah, exactly. That is kind of one of those things. People love to post on those threads, but I don't find that they're terribly productive. I mean, who realistically is going to go scrolling through 1,000 comments on a post to go find somebody? So it's really, really tricky. And they get buried and they don't get found, and they just go to the bottom. And it is incredibly frustrating because, those posts just get buried and your comments get buried super fast. So it really is about getting smart about the whole marketing thing, especially on Facebook, especially on social media. If you think about the marketing campaigns that have done really well in the last couple of years. So I can think about the whole Popeye's chicken thing that went back and forth, and Wendy's was throwing shade, and like all of the different companies were throwing shade on each other, right? And it was amusing, and it had that element of like entertainment to it, right? Those kinds of campaigns tend to do really well because there's like a huge amount of, hilarity to it. So, there's definitely an aspect of that. People react to humor. They react to things that make them emotional. They react to things that are designed to specifically make them react, that hit them in the nerves, that hit them in the feels, emotionally, mentally, those kinds of things. But they don't react to straight promotion. And it's a lot like being a deflated balloon emotionally, especially if you're the one who posted it and nobody's paying attention to you. And I hear from people all the time that they are frustrated because, people will comment on their posts that are political. People will comment on their posts that are about puppies and kittens and whatever, but they don't comment on their posts that support their business. And that's because we have this like filter turned on, and Facebook has filters turned on to basically tell if you're putting a link in a post or if it's a promo-y post. And I can tell you, I can do one post and I can get like 300 comments on it. And I can post a simple, like, hey, here's a free workshop post, and it'll get like nothing, like absolutely nothing. And Facebook is deliberately, gating the number of people that see those posts because it knows that people don't really want to see those posts. So, Elaine, to answer your question, yes, it can be worth it to use Facebook paid campaigns. I would say that at this point, the algorithms, the AI has gotten smart enough to tell if what you're doing is promotional. So the algorithm really wants you to do paid promotion. It does. I mean, unless you're doing it as like a prompt, or you're getting people to comment on things, or you're doing it as like an interactive kind of a thing, it is absolutely worth it to do paid campaigns. And, it is part of a marketing strategy to do paid campaigns, but I think you also need to have platform, and you also have to have connections in addition to doing the paid campaigns. So one of the things that I have seen quite a bit is that, people will buy whatever from Coach. They'll buy whatever from Nike or whatever brand, right? Because there's brand recognition. You need that same brand recognition in your business. If you don't have that personal recognition, if you don't start to have that personal brand recognition, when you have that program rollout, when you have that rollout of your products and services, it's going to be much, much harder to sell. Like, one good example here is Marilyn. You have a really, really phenomenal Facebook group, and you get a lot of interaction on your posts. the cool thing there is that because you have a lot of interaction on your posts, you get a lot of interaction on your videos, people are going to be more likely to see your posts, and Facebook is more likely to show your posts, and you have that name recognition going on with your audience. People start to know who you are, but you're not exactly coming in out of nowhere with no following, no connection, no tribe, no nothing, and trying to get people to interact with you. The problem is when you come in out of nowhere and people have never seen you before, and the first thing you do is try to sell to them. It's like the icky, sleazy thing that you see on LinkedIn, and you see it on Facebook, and you see it on every platform. Hey, honey, it looks like we just connected. Do you want to buy my stuff? And yes, it is absolutely a lot of hard work, and I'm not going to deny that. But I'm also going to tell you that if you were to then decide to turn around and do paid campaigns, your paid campaigns are going to do much, much better than somebody who has never done a paid campaign or who has never tried to build their tribe and who's never networked and who's never built their following. If you have a following and you have name recognition and you have brand recognition and people like what you do and they start to know who Carolina Pearl is, it becomes much easier to sell to them at a point at which you offer them something that they're actually interested in. And that's the beauty of building that tribe and that quality of network, because it makes all of your selling 1,000 times easier. You know, when people talk to me that they're struggling with sales, I'm like, well, how many people are you talking to and how are you connecting it? And absolutely, right? Newbies have to do the work. They have to build the trust. And I'm absolutely certain, Marilyn, that when you were working at Cisco and you were doing sales, you know, when you had somebody who came into an account, they had to, even though somebody knew who Cisco was, they still had to build that relationship. That individual salesperson had to build a relationship with that particular client. They can't just walk in the door and then hope that the client's going to sign a multi-million-dollar a year deal. There's an aspect of trust building that has to go on even once you have the brand recognition going on. And I think that that's a piece that gets left behind. It's part of why I teach that Build Your Tribe Challenge that I'm starting again tomorrow. It's a free workshop. I'm teaching people how to grow a tribe, how to build an online following, how to build a Facebook group, and explaining to you exactly the steps that you need to do it. And we do it in exactly the order that you need to build your group. So we talk about day 1 is getting people into your group. Day 2 is what do you post in your group? Day 3 is using video. Day 4 is talking about monetizing your group. Day 5 is advanced strategies for monetizing your group. Then we talk about engagement and fixing a broken Facebook group and the things that I wish I had known. And part of the reason that we're doing this is because this is the missing piece. I can't say, can you SWND build your tribe? I've got the link here for you, Andrea. I'll post the link. It's a free challenge. It's a free workshop. It is amazingly easy to do. It is just an 8-day challenge, and it's completely free. And part of the reason I do that is because this is the missing link. A lot of people want to know how I built my Facebook group. And I'll be honest, I'm going to show you exactly the steps that I took to build this group. And I'm going to tell you the things that I did well, and I'm going to tell you about my $1 million mistakes. And one of the cool things is because I talk about monetizing a group and I'm pretty transparent about what works and what doesn't work, you can decide which things may work for you at the point at which your tribe and your group currently is. So whether it's you're selling products and services, or you're doing other things, or you're doing bigger things, or you're doing different things, it's important to know different ways that you can actually leverage and monetize your following. It's not just about, hey, here, sell all my stuff. You may want to make money through affiliates. There's a lot of different ways that you can make money. And thank you, Susan. It is, I think, objectively pretty darn amazing. And thank you. I look forward to seeing you in there. And I will go actually hop over. You do need to join the group for us to deliver the materials. Everything is divided into units. We start tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. It's a free workshop. Y'all, if you come in and do it and never buy anything from me, I'm not going to get upset at you. It is literally intended to be of service. Now, if you want to on the back end, we do offer a mastermind group that's a whopping $150 a month. So, you know, we want you to build your tribe, because if you can build your platform, everybody online talks about building that perfect funnel. They talk about, you know, sales techniques and having the most amazing sales techniques. And it's not just about having the most amazing sales techniques, but you've got to have the following, you've got to have the products, you've got to have the services, you've got to have the whole piece outlined for your business in order to do well. One of the foundational pieces, and I see this with everybody who grows their business, right? People I talk to who decide to build their tribe, who decide to build a following, who decide to build this foundation, and I consider this the foundation. If you come in and you do this workshop with me and you follow the steps and you do the things that we're telling you to do in the Build Your Tribe Challenge, you're going to make money. People talk a lot about, how do I make money in my business? This is one of those things where I'm literally handing it to you on a platter, and I couldn't give you any more information than I'm going to give you in this week, you know, except to do it with a fire hose. You know, it is super important that you build your tribe, that you build your network, that you build your platform so people know who you are. People can't buy from you if they don't know that you exist. Most of us don't have a huge amount of resources to go in there and pay $20,000 to $30,000 at the beginning of our businesses to pour them into ads. The cool thing here is that we're going to show you how to do it organically, or we're going to show you how to do it with ads, either one. But it's not about spending the most money. She with the most money or he with the most money to start with is not necessarily he who's going to end up with the most money. It's by applying really strong foundational skills to your business. This is foundational. Building a tribe, building a group is foundational. By adding those pieces and parts to your business, you're going to see more money and more revenue time and time again. And then we want to make sure that you're targeting the right people to get the right people into your group, that you know who you're serving. That's another foundational piece. And making sure that you're being consistent and showing you ways that you can actually be consistent. I'll give you a hint. I'm not actually in the group as often as it looks like I'm in the group, because I use tools like Meet Edgar to schedule my posts. Curiosity killed the cat, right? I'll see you there tomorrow. Yeah. So if you guys haven't registered, register for your free spot. It's going to be a lot of fun. But like, seriously, if you tell me about your tribe, I can tell you how much money you are or are not making in your business. Tell me about your networks. Tell me about your connections. It's a really funny thing. You can do advertising all day long. We do Google ads for people. But if you don't have a strong referral network also going on in your business, it really makes things a whole heck of a lot harder. And, you know, I don't know about y'all. I'm fundamentally lazy. I like things easier. So with that said, I am going to give you a card pull tonight. This is from my favorite card deck, is the Love Your Inner Goddess. There you go. Speaking of Facebook groups, a golf fitness instructor started following your Facebook page a couple of weeks ago and requested to join your Facebook group without answering the questions, I would just message them and ask them. If not, I might just allow them in anyway. You get to decide who you allow in your group and who you don't allow in your group. And I will tell you that some people don't necessarily see the questions when they're joining or requesting to join your group. So it can be a little bit weird. And Marilyn says, I love that deck. You bought it. Isn't that cool? It is so much fun. I'm glad I'm being such a great influence. This is my favorite deck. I have others. I need to get a set of really good Oracle cards too. But for now, this is what we have. So I'm going to pull the top card for Patty because she always wants the top. If you guys want a different card, let me know. It's always interesting to see what we're pulling for Patty. So much fun. Okay, this is it. Shaman of Skulls. In your heart, you have been asking for something different, something more, and the universe is answering your prayers. You do not need to be afraid of the changes happening or that are going to happen for you. They are part of that answer from the universe. You might feel uncertain because you cannot see how it is going to all work out, but know that the universe is caring for you and will provide a way to move through the transition with grace. You are not crazy to willingly enter this experience. There is nothing that you need to avoid and much that you will gain. Third from the top. So that's 1, 2, 3. Rockstar. You may have a subconscious fear of being judged or becoming the target of jealousy that causes you to shy away from the limelight. You may mistakenly believe that being in the spotlight means that you are supposed to be perfect or better than everyone else. There is a higher purpose in standing apart from the crowd and being seen. Choose to accept the opportunities that make you more visible to others, trusting that you will shine your truth and integrity to make it a positive and healing experience for yourself and for others too. Susie says middle. Sold. Ooh. That's an interesting one. There you go. You have an opportunity to manifest something that you want very much. The divine wants to bless you with assistance to bring a cherished dream to life. Begin by admitting the true desires of your heart. Then you will need to let go of control as you trust enough to let it happen. You'll know when you are really okay doing this, or you'll know you are really doing this because you'll feel scared at first. You'll wonder if it's okay to surrender quite so much. It is. Ask for what you want and need without shame, guilt, or hesitation. Then relax and allow the universe to do its thing. So much fun. Thank you guys. This is a fun thing. If you haven't yet registered for the workshop, do register. It's a lot of fun. We are messaging everybody who joins. I have Nawal working with me, so she's messaging everybody and saying hi. And what we're trying to do this time is make sure that we're reaching out to everybody and getting calls booked and answering all of your questions during the challenge. So we're also trying to stay out of Facebook jail while we're doing it. So talk to you guys soon. Have a great night. Have fun. Be amazing. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.